Not getting any sound here on YouTube. Not getting any sound here. Did you guys hear that music playing? I got a setting wrong, man. You could hear music, huh? I wonder why I can't hear it. What is going on, man? I gotta figure out why I can't hear it. As we, it was driving me crazy, man. Can't hear any music. Yeah, my mic is cutting the music. I'll fuck with it later. What's going on, man? So, a lot of stocks look bad right now. Right? A lot of stocks have been going down. Says they heard it for a brief moment. What is going on, man? Now it's going. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. Science Getting Rich says in chapter 5, you must get rid of the last vestige of the old idea that there's a deity. Will it is that you should be poor, or whose purpose may be served by keeping you in poverty. The intelligent substance, or God, is all and in all, and which lives in all, lives in you, is a continuously living substance. Being a conscious living substance, it must have the nature and the inherent desire of every living intelligence for the increase of life. Every living thing must continually seek for engagement of its life, because life and the mere act of living must increase. So stock market is exactly that. It's about increase. That's why we want to come to the stock market. That over time, our energy, money you put into this game here is energy. And these charts are just prices. It's just data, information. And if I don't tell you what this is, I'm guessing you can hear me now. Fuck. Should check. I'm wondering. That's driving me crazy, man, as I talk. But if I don't tell you what name of this company this is, you thought I got confused, huh? I mean, anybody know what stock this is? Just look at this for a second. If you're listening, just think about this. The stock is at $20.40. It was at $17.25 when it got a money flow buy signal. Just pretend like you know what that is. If you're listening, it's where price breaks out above that green line. That green line is a representation of the last 20 days of price movement. See, stocks open and stocks close, and when they do that, it leaves a little mark in history. And if we were to blow this up, it looks like a tick on either side of a line or a candle. Call it, and you say a candle. Why? Because it looks like a candlestick. This is a bar. And the little tick to the right is where price closed, and that's recorded history. That was the last exchange of price. It's a very special moment. Matter of fact, it's recorded for all of history. Millions of people could come and look at this, and they do all over the world. Not so much people as much anymore as computers every day look at that and process it. Yeah, man. Oh, you guys saying AT&T, they're like, oh, AT&T, baby. How can they know it's AT&T by looking at a chart, man? Just a visual representations of opens and close, open and close, open and close, open and close, and that's how price climbs. It closes higher than where it opened. And as it does that, in the midst of doing that, of going up and down, if you look at it, it can appear crazy. One day it's up, one day it's down. One day it's up, down, 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 up, down, up. Right? And so what that green line does is it's trying to smooth that, meaning it's saying, hey, pay more attention to the green line than the actual bar. That's what it's saying to you. Meaning this smooths it out. This right here, this thing here, that green thing you're seeing, if price is on the other side of it, pretty good sign. It's going up. If it's on the other side of it, there's your sign. It's kind of going down. And it tends to spend its life going up and going down, going up and going down. And what we as investors do, typically, not all investors, some investors just say, fuck it, give me some. I don't care what the price is. $20 looks good. They don't care. Other people watch and try to see, is there a pattern? Some people think they can see patterns. There's mathematical formulas. In the front of the Money Flow book, if you have my book, very first page, which means I think it's important, very first section says, the money flow trading system is fractal. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again in an ongoing feedback loop, driven by recursion. Fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. I get DMs all the time. Gerald, you ever see a market like this? Oh, you mean a picture of chaos? Yeah, I've seen it. Page 1. That's what we say. It's chaos. The stock market's chaos, man. And the way that we bring order to it is by approaching it from a systematic way, a way that we can do when we can't see because of the day-to-day chaos in stocks, up, down, right? And so what I began to look for was a pattern or zones or shit that just seems to kind of do the same thing with no expectation of necessarily being right, meaning I don't know, but I do know what things look like. So I don't know when it's going to rain, but if I walk outside and it's cloudy, doesn't mean it's going to rain, but that makes it a good chance. And what I began to notice is that price, Ben Mahala, he's worth like $250 million, has a video from about a week ago. He owns $250 million in real estate. Big dude. Drives around in a Mercedes van. And his wife's playing around with the stock market. I thought that's funny. I'm like, hey, if you know Ben, tell her to buy my book. And I'm kidding, but it's true. She should buy it. Why? She's in the back seat and she's like, I don't understand. They open, they close. And I go, I know. It's a fractal pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again. Process of what? A bull market, bear market. There's these support and resistance. And as we begin to put these things together, that's what these things are. You begin to see patterns. Ben finds patterns in real estate, commercial real estate, right? Hotels, knows all about hotels, buying small hotels, fixing them, putting new management in. Hey, give me all the profits. I own the building, I run it, but I'm not there. And he buys day rentals, shit on Airbnb, commercial rentals. They just buy rentals. He's in the front seat. He says, look, stocks are chaos. They go up, they go down. What you got to do is figure out when down's too far and when's up too far based on previous price. And I'm like, whoa, Ben's a stock trader. What he just said there was more intelligent than most people who've been in the market for years. Like, he understood price movement, man. Why? Because he's looking at price movement. He's looking at a different asset, but he understands in his 30 years of doing real estate, it goes up and then it goes down and it goes up. And then they fuck with interest rates and it goes down. And then there's recessions. And his job to get to 250 million is to keep accumulating. His job is not to lose what he has and to buy more of it if it's good. That's his job. That's what an investor does right there, right? Now, if you shorten your window, you may be trying to move in and out with volatility. And you go, what do you mean? Meaning, I don't want none of the downside. I only want the upside. All right. Well, that's what shortening. We got to shorten that in then, right? You'd be running money a little different. You better be very fucking aggressive, and you're on it every day, reading, watching, looking at momentum, watching the VIX. Like, if you're going to do that game, then you can do that game. You better set rules for yourself, parameters. You better have entries, exits, and targets and stops. If you're going to play that right, you better tighten that in, man. You could. Or I could go look for something. This here, AT&T. I thought the market's going down. That ain't going down. Does that look like it's going down to you? No. That's going up. Not a lot of people talking about this one. Why is no one talking to me about the stocks going up? This is going up. Look at it. So while the market's going down, this stock's going up. This is one I use all the time and say, what if you had 1,000 shares? You're like, what do you mean? What if you had 1,000 shares of AT&T? What's that? A couple trips to Mexico? And then it's paying you what? $450 a quarter? And you could what? I don't know. You could add to it, take money down. And you're like, what do you mean? Meaning the dividend is $450, dude. If you had 1,000 shares, right? And when do we want to add on AT&T? I would think about buying it when it was lower, right? Now, what we start going through. This is the pattern that I'm talking about, that I'm looking for in the chaos of price. How you use the pattern is up to you. You could have different agendas. Let's say you don't own. What if you don't own any AT&T? That's different than the guy that bought it here, right? So if you bought 1,000 shares right there, that'd have been $17,750. Oh my God. Now, a lot of time you say, why do you emphasize that? Dude, I talk to people who they're trying to put in less. What do you mean? They only want to put 3% down. Why would you put 20? Because I want to own the whole damn thing. It's going to take a while if I only have 3. I want to make money every month. Meaning if I own 1,000 shares of AT&T, I'm making $450. If I own 100 shares, I'm getting $52. I want $450. I want 1,000. But you don't want more? And he says, well, I only want to put 3%. Well, I want to put all of my money in there. Like, what else do I want to do with it? Right? So this idea, like, we want to own more, accumulate more, man. Through more is how you get rich. The concept of more doors, more dividends, more interest payments, larger positions, more. And that's where you should be thinking, is not putting in less, but putting in more. How little can I put down? It's no, how much can I put down? What's the max you'll let me? Fuck it, I'm just going to pay cash. Right? What happens when you're living like that? Let's see, man. So this is AT&T. Doing great, man. I remember when everybody hated it. You remember when they cut the dividend? Everybody, man, fuck this stock, man. You remember that? You remember when this stock was going down? They were going to cut the dividend. Ah! Here it came. Big, massive move down. Look at that. Huge move for this stock. And it's been going down for what, 3-4 months? Right. So watch. Don't talk about Gilead, man. That's on my class. He's giving away my class. They're going to think I got it from you now. Come on, man. You done stole my juice. I'm kidding, but Gilead's the next one we're going to look at. I thought the stock market's going down. It's not going down. A lot of stocks going up, man. So I've owned this stock for 18 years. Sometimes it's going down. Sometimes it's going up. Same with Ford. Now, as a general rule, all stocks follow the S&P 500. Meaning if we go look at so here's AT&T going up. What's the S&P doing? Oh shit, Gerald, it's going down. You mean you could be short the S&P by being long AT&T? Yeah, it's called arbitrage. Hedge funds do that kind of shit. Or you could just be smart and diversify yourself. Guy says, well, you could short the S&P. You could, or you could buy some AT&T. Right? You get what I'm saying? You could do that. Or you could just accumulate more shit of yours that's going up. That's an option too, man. And the way you do that is by what? Buying when it's lower, meaning it comes down, goes sideways. That's my cue. Hello? That's where this is the signal. And you go, well, how would I know the value of it? Well, there's services. This here's Morningstar. I'm just grabbing one for you. Hold on, Instagram. I'm just grabbing one for you. Yeah. Let's come. This is Morningstar. Morningstar says AT&T is undervalued by 18%. Now, when we started this game, it was like 30%. Okay? So we come back over. The time I want to get interested is after what? Big move down. If we go back to this AT&T, I'm looking for a pattern in something that I assume goes sideways, goes up, goes sideways, goes down, goes sideways, goes up, goes sideways, goes down. It just drifts through fucking life. Chaos every day. Open, close, open, close, open, close, news, shit coming at you. You don't know what's going to happen on Monday. You have no idea who's going to tweet, say something, some global issue, monkey virus, or should I even say that? Are we allowed to say monkey virus? I don't know. Fuck around and they'll be all freaked out now. That's the new thing, right? But if you look, the S&P, I don't know if you can see it on YouTube. Maybe walk up to your TV, just stare at it. If you look at the close, 389 on the SPY. SPY is an index fund, one of the largest, most held assets in the world. I ain't even cussed, have I? I almost said the F word. Sorry, kids. If you look at where the S&P closed, I have not said the F word and I have not insulted anyone. Man, I told you this today was going to be about positivity, except my music didn't work, which didn't make me positive. But look at this, 389. It came back above the anchor point. This thing is trying to bottom. Look how far it's come down. Bam. Now, I don't know the bottom, okay? I'm not saying that. This is what it looks like when it forms. Just call me a geologist. I'm just looking at the dirt. And as I go, look at that. That's how gold looks. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm just looking or at the weather. Weather would be a better illustration. Clouds come in, temperature drops. Oh, shit. Setting up for a tornado, right? That's what this is. This is how support starts getting built. Starts supporting previous lows, and you start to build out this bottom. You say, Gerald, what are you talking about? Okay, man. Pretend like you know for a second. See this? Anchor point held. Then what? Tested, holds. What does it start doing? This is a pattern. It's going sideways. What am I looking for? Those moving averages, 5 and 10, come together. Price goes above it and holds this. So it continued to hold it. What is that? Support. And you can draw it out. And if I'm watching the pattern, I'm like, okay, it's come down. Now it's going sideways. It's held the anchor point. It's undervalued and it's starting to turn. That's what I'm looking for. Trading is about uncertainty, right? Investing is about uncertainty. When you take on any of these things, you take on risk. I was thinking that today. Man, I was trying to record a video on it thinking, man, I'm always telling people, buy a house, buy a house, buy a house. Fuck, did I ever tell them how risky it is? And you go, what do you mean? Bad things happen, man. I'm looking at buying another condo in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Shit, hurricanes, baby. Storms, crime, HOAs. Crazy people in the area. Noise, construction permits. It's an historical area. It's hard as fuck to get permits. The government. You going, why would you want to do that? That shit sounds fun to me. Shit, bring on a hurricane. Why not? Then we need Home Depot, right? So that tunes us into Home Depot. Right. What else do we need? We need pain. That tunes us into Sherman-Williams. Lows. All of a sudden, our life. Look at Gilead. I got to stop there, man. I was about to give you some Illuminati shit. Sometimes I have to stop because if I give away Illuminati knowledge, I could actually be taken down. And you guys are not ready for the Illuminati. A couple of you are. I wish you were. I wish you were in the Illuminati. I got friends in the Illuminati. It's actually a French term. This is Gilead. This is Gilead. Is Gilead going down? Yeah. I don't know if you noticed this. It's starting to go up. Now, when's the best time to buy it before it moves up historically? When price is on this side of that green line. As a general rule, big picture, right? Let me move this. Let's move this around. Is it better to buy it on that side of the green line or the other side of the green line? Well, the green line is an arbiter. It tells us price over the last 30 days. 1 month, 5 trading days a week, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, get a green line. And every day it takes the new day, computes it. Simple average, 1 month of trading, 20 days. That's the green line. And when price is below it, it's pretty bearish. It often helps us confirm complete turning points. That doesn't mean that you know where price is going. Doesn't mean that. But it does mean it when it does. And you go, what do you mean? Listen, I don't know for certain, but I know what the pattern looks like. You're like, what do you mean? Price crossed the green line. It doesn't. It just goes above it. And what does that mean? It means that's very likely a turning point. In the book, I try to describe it the best I can by saying in simplest of languages, best selling point. Best buying point. And that is in relation to that line. Okay? Now, that in and of itself isn't perfect, meaning there's other parts to this if you're going to try to finesse this thing. That's just a general vision. If we're looking at AT&T, and the reason I'm using this chart is it's a nice chart, meaning not all stocks are going down when stocks go down. Campbell's just went on an amazing run. We sold some. I got cash. Now I'm looking to buy shit that went down. I want to buy on this side of the line once it stops. Now watch this. Once you understand the concept of the anchor point, I'm jumping ahead to some of the classes I do during the day. During the day, all I care about is anchor points. You ever notice when I go live on YouTube, I'm like, where's the anchor point? Once we have an anchor point, we can establish zones. Once we can start, as we begin to layer this on, we can begin to make opinion based on what? A fractal pattern. Fractal's never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again in an ongoing feedback loop, driven by recursion. Fractals are images of dynamic systems. The pictures of chaos. What do you mean chaos? Up, down, up, down. On my story today, Ben Mahala on Instagram, I showed Ben Mahala explaining price movement. He said to her, it's fucking chaos. Goes up, goes down. There's patterns. Once you learn what it is you're looking at, you know if the price is too high or too low because you can estimate value based on current market conditions. And I'm like, holy shit, he just described investing. And they go, well, that could be why he owns $250 million in real estate, man. What do you mean? Understanding chaos. Some people are scared to buy one house. He owns $250 million. One family owns $250 million of real estate. And there's people struggling to buy one. Why? What he just said to her intuitively from the front seat without knowing the money flow is fucking investing. He wants to buy it cheap, set up some sort of fractal pattern. This is an anchor point, by the way. When price hits the lowest low, and then for the next 4 days, price holds it. From here forth, this is the anchor point until otherwise broken. Now, I'm not a good writer, so when I wrote the Money Flow book, you understand, it's 5 years ago, I hadn't taught this live 10,000 times. Meaning I can repair a porch, but me explaining to you how to repair a porch is different. Meaning I'm not sitting there going, all right, man, we got to get blah, blah. Like I'm looking, I write it down. I need 2x6, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to need some nails. Make sure I got the right trim. Which drill we're going to need? Well, we're going to need 2 drills. We're going to need some cups. We're going to need some base. Do we need any concrete? Like we go down the list, right? That's what this is. This is the breakdown, man, right from the book. So the book is summarized in 1 page, okay? And this is your tool chest. I got an impact drill, 5-day exponential moving average. This takes price of the last 5 days, calculates it, and if it's a fucking above it, means it's going higher than it has in the last week. Does that mean anything? Well, it could over time. It could create a fractal pattern, meaning where price begins to take what looks chaotic and form a pattern. And as I watch it and I go, oh shit, when price breaks out above this green line, like a breakout, that's a turning point. And I just, there you go. There's the best way to describe it. A circle. Then I go, look, where's MACD? Well, if I'm finessing this trade, meaning this is like oh baby, what is your name? Oh, my name's AT&T. This is how close me and this stock get. AT&T, my name's GP. How many shares can I have? You're like, what are you talking about, bro? Oh, that's how intimate we are. Me and this chart, we go way back. Man, I've been watching this longer than I've known you. Long before I was on Instagram and YouTube, me and AT&T been looking at each other. Laid in bed, looking at it. It's been handing me money. So when a guy just gets in, if he's concerned, our relationship's stronger than that. We've been doing it a decade. You see what I'm saying? That's an intimacy with your assets that people who don't own those assets don't have. I've been in the stock market 20-something years. I've owned Pepsi for 16 years. And there's been some good times and some bad times. And they've always paid me. And it goes up and it goes down with the market. And I look for this fractal pattern of chaos. And what I want to find is I want to get this stock that after it's come way down. I don't know if it's the bottom, but it's come way down. And I got these basic indicators and oscillators that say, hey, price went too far, right? And so, and they're up here and it's done. This is a mathematical formula from 0 to 100. Go do the math. I bet you can't even do it. Go over here. This is actually math, bro. This is a visual representation of fucking chaos. It's taken the average or a fractal pattern of the last 14 days, and it keeps a running number. Every day, a new 14th day. Every day, a new 14th day. Every day, a new 14th day. Well, guess what happens if price doesn't move very fast? It doesn't go extreme. It did go fast from here to here, and then look, came way down, but then it stopped. What happened? That held. And that created sideways movement. And you saw the indicators go sideways. Does that mean for certain that prices are done going down? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Man, I done drew all over this. Look like goddamn. They're going to be like, we found Mayan ruins. Yeah, it's weird. Mayan fucking ruins. We know until price gets on the other side of this green line in a breakout. Now, once it breaks, it can nibble with it. A breakout to the up, a breakout to the down, a breakout to the up, a breakout to the down. Is that in and of itself the only thing I'm looking at? No, but it is something I need to be aware of every day. What is price doing now in relation to that green line? If I could draw better than a child. What is wrong with me? $20, man. I really like AT&T, man. Life starts at sideways action. That's pretty good. I like that. AT&T, $20. Now, would I buy AT&T here? Me, Gerald Peters. Now, already own. Are you okay if you buy AT&T here? Yes. It's all right. This is not a deal. You go, what do you mean? Look, price is kind of high. That don't mean it ain't going to keep going up. This is what I'm saying. I tell my real estate friends, stocks are very similar, man. Meaning you can look at something and go, yeah, price is too high, bro, by all indicators. And you go, what about real estate has indicators, man? They have number of houses built, number of houses sold, inventories, how fast are houses moving. And they take all this fucking data. Go look with the guy that runs. I'm sorry, kids. I didn't mean to curse. If you go look with the chief economist for Redfin, Redfin is an app. It's a real estate app. I love it. Some of the places I look at, they don't have jurisdiction. So I use that, Zillow, and Realtor.com. And their chief said that you'll be interested to see what she said. I kind of agree with it. My buddy Welby disagrees with me. He thinks some shit's coming. I don't think so. I think now that money's coming out of stocks, crypto, and I think it's just going to prop up the housing market. I ain't saying it's running away, but I think it's going to prop it up. People get scared when stock market comes down. They all of a sudden they go from stock investor to real estate investor, and they sell stocks at the bottom and they buy real estates at the top. And then when real estate crashes, they go, shit, I should have stayed in stock market, because then stock market goes up. And they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then other guys just buy both. And they buy them when they're cheap and they keep them. And that's how they get 250 fucking million. That's basically how they do that. They buy shit, keep it, or roll it up for something better inside the same thing. So I want to buy AT&T when it's on sale, and it often is on sale. Look, it was on sale here, it was on sale here, and we could just keep going back, right? We could take it back through the chart. So as I'm watching this, what I'm looking for, if I'm going to be diversified, diversification is an important part of a balanced diet. Diversification allows you to have a stock going up when other stocks are going down. So when a stock like Coin, which I own, which has been brutally painful, which is now going sideways. So if you're an accumulator of this asset, what is happening? It is bottoming, right? We even got a cross on the TSI. But these have been in a brutal downtrend, man. But if fortune favors the brave come in when other people don't. That's why you're brave. When you buy a house where there's hurricanes, when you buy a house where there's this, there's that, when you buy a house in the rougher side of town to fix it up, when you take a position in a stock, when you buy a commercial building, when you try to do big shit outside of work, that's the kind of shit that makes you rich. And it's the kind of shit that comes with risk. That's why people don't do it, man. Lack of money and the inability to handle risk. Now, the CEO of this stock coin has been buying, but this sector has a lot of challenges all of a sudden. Governments, sell-offs. Let's see. Morningstar has a 50% discount. 131. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. I own this. But this is, look at a stock like Ford. Ford's down 50%, dude. I've been in Ford for about 8 years. Been through dividend increases, been through dividend cuts. We could trade it. We're now under the 200-day moving average. The RSI's gone extreme. They're now paying their dividend again. This is in my buy and hold. If I have money to play, this is what I'm looking for. What do they think it's worth? Now, the other one was Alpha. You're going for a pure price movement. This one pays a dividend. Ford can cut their dividend. 48% discount. You say, Gerald, but come on, not everybody. Well, let's check Ford on tip ranks. 76%. Come on, man. Are you telling me there's something that will pay me money and it's undervalued by 70% or 48%? That meaning most people who value this, who know more about it than me, think it's worth more money. Yeah. Does that mean it's worth more money? I don't know. I mean, that's what they say. I can just go off what I see, you know? So what I'm trying to play is a fractal pattern. I want to get this when it's low. I want an anchor point to set up. I want it to hold it. It's Ford. And right now, man, it's right at it. So I got to watch this. Now I own over 1,000 shares. It means when they throw off a dividend, I get a little chunk, man. I get a little chunk of money. Let me pull it up over here and see how much before I lie to you. Boy, split screen fucks with my vision, man. All right, so I'm up 40. What did that say? I'm up 42% in Ford. One time I was down 50%. The number of times I've been down 50% in the stock only to be up 100, 150, 200%. CSX trains, BX, fucking Pepsi, Coca-Cola. I mean, the number of times I've been down big in those, and then I just bought large positions, and now I'm up 50, 100%. So the Ford dividend is 3.3% now. So 10 cents a share. So $100, $100 on 1,000 shares. That's not bad, man. Once you get that little drip, just keep it. And what you can do is trade around the position. So what I like to do when I get one like this is now I want to either add, meaning I want to bump my core position. You say, what's a core? For me, a core right now, like in Exxon, my core is and it changes from stock size, 250 shares. I want to keep 250. I'm willing to add another 50 if I have the money and it sets up right. I'll put it on there. I mean, I'll begin to accumulate the stock again. So I've owned this stock for a long time where I wasn't buying any. Look at these big moves. As a matter of fact, if anything, I was taking some down. This is the exact true value price that it hit last time. Look what happens when it hit true value. True value was $24. It banged it, and then bam, down we go. If we go look at what just happened to Campbell's, this is a fractal pattern, guys. This is how this works. Go look at Campbell's. What price did it hit? $51. RSI goes extreme. What does it do? Goes sideways. Pretend like you understand what I'm saying for a second. Goes sideways, puts in a box. And then if we go look, what's true value on Campbell's? Let's see. Oh, wrong stock. Hold on. Come on, you fat finger. Let's see. True value is what? $46. 46. Right? What does Morningstar think it's worth? This is important. Fairly valued. So the moment it hit that number where it got above, it was trading above fair value. That RSI went extreme. Bam, down comes the stock, man. Same thing happened to Ford. That's the zone, man. This is the zone. So if you're in the money flow gang with me, you'll see me. I'll text out. You'll see if I need money and I have these positions and I've been in them for a year, 2 years, cycles, collected dividends. It's dripped bigger. I've added on stage ones, and now this bitch has drifted higher, and I'm up $6,000, $3,000. Maybe I'm just up 1,000, right? If I'm only up 1,000 and I don't have a big position anyway, I might just say, fuck it, I'm going to write it down. If I'm up nice, like we were recent in oil, I'm going to trim it back. When I trim back, that gives me money to go do what? Put in other things that are the opposite of this. They're trading at a discount, right? So the money I took off of Campbell's here at True Value, I now can go back and add to Ford, right? Rolling the dividend a little higher, taking some gains from that risk that I took on back here. I didn't know if it was going to be the bottom, right? I don't know that. But I do know what a breakout is, right? Price moving above the 20-day moving average. This is really what the book is all about, that phenomena. But if you notice, as I teach the money flow, it's bigger than that. It's about stage development, stage 3's True Value. So on AT&T, remember what we said. This is soup. If you get anything from today, get this. Those stocks hit fair value. I wanted to take gains on those. If I look at AT&T, it's still undervalued. That changes the scenario and how I'm playing this. And what was the true value? Let's see, $25. We've been talking about this. Do I trim here when I still think the stock is undervalued? I want you to get this. This is super important. Look, when it hit here before, it was extreme. That is a sell signal if you follow the fractal pattern of the money flow. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again in an ongoing feedback loop. What is the feedback loop? Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. I need 5 of those, and now I can build what? A week. That activates the exponential moving average, right? But if we know about anchor points, if we know about an anchor point, that activates what? A single day, right? If we know about, that would have been one, but this is the one ultimately, right? And we know about connecting lowest lows to highest highs. And now we know we're looking for a fractal pattern that's getting an ongoing feed. The ongoing feedback loop is the open, the close, the open, the close, the open, the close, the open, the close. That starts to build out these days, which starts to build out what? A chart pattern. Now, the difference in a lot of patterns or price movements is some people use them as like, hey, this has an exponential edge of being right a certain amount of times. I don't make no claim to that. I'm just saying this is what it looks like when it's cheap. This is what bottoms look like. All of them. One of them will be the bottom. It may not be the bottom. And this is what all tops look like, but that may not be the top, but it's a top. And if I know that fractal pattern, it's going in this ongoing feedback loop of going up, hitting true value, coming down, going up, hitting true value, coming down. And as it does that, as it goes through price, it's going to go through these cycles here of this. And guess what? This movement is not linear like this. It could be linear. And if you catch one of these and you're fast to see it, you can mint money. And you go, what do you mean? Dude, you ever go look at a chart and you're like, God damn, it literally did 8 perfect money flows. Well, if your brain sees that and you're looking at Walmart, you see a perfect, go look at AT&T. I mean, it's done a perfect, if you're with me, Trent, right here, you're probably getting a text. AT&T's breaking out. I'm adding. That's my last chance. It's breaking out. Now, if I have enough of the stock, I probably don't buy here. I know that's a stage 2 breakout. There's the fractal pattern from the book. Price breaks out above the what? The ongoing feedback loop of what? The 20-day simple moving average. Price of the last month is ripping higher than the average of the price of the last month. That is the very definition of a breakout. Price is breaking out. You can officially define it and take it to a single day, a moment in history that's recorded. And it's recorded right there. Bam. Breakout right there. See it? Right there. Breakout. Ongoing feedback loop. There's the open. There's the close. What's the feedback loop? The open and the close. And as you add these, it creates a pattern. Same in weather, same in ocean movement, same in business. And there's different shit hits at different times. There's always some new thing that we don't know, man. And so that's called risk or uncertainty. And that's why you get paid. Because there's risk. There's risk. And that's when you'll see me sometimes, hey, I got $5 grand. What should I put it in? Probably a therapist. Probably shouldn't buy stocks. Probably should go to therapy. You got to become an investor, man. It means you got to get a hold of yourself. Be an investor, you got to know yourself. Right? It's a lot of it's about your mind, man. I mean, is it a secret? Is Starbucks a secret? You never heard of that one? Gerald, I don't even know how to make stocks. They're secret. Stocks are an amazing secret phenomenon. It's like the woolly mammoth. How could you ever see a stock when they're as rare as the woolly mammoth? And it's like, no, they're not. They're everywhere. I did a video once walking around telling people, and a guy goes, "You're making fun of immigrants, Gerald." I was like, what? What are you talking about? I was showing stocks. And there's this group of Hispanic dudes outside painting, and they literally had paint buckets that said Sherman Williams. He literally had a truck from Home Depot. And I go, and this is what my eyes see. My eyes see ticker symbols and dudes painting. That guy saw me making fun of someone. And I was like, what are you talking? No, man, shut up. I'm trying to tell you how to get rich. You see that shit you're putting on the paint? That's called home. That you bought that at Home Depot, man. Like, you know, this is, look, we can go back and look. Look at this. You're going to see a fractal pattern of price movement. And it's not perfect. It's not. But what you'll notice is when it bottoms, they all look the same. I want to prove this part, that I don't know where the fuck it's going, but I do know what bottoms look like for as long as they're going to last. And you go, what do you mean? Look, that was a bottom. Price started drifting up, got above the 5 and 10. That's huge inside the money. It takes me like 50 fucking hours to explain the whole thing, okay? But as we're going through, I'm just assuming you understand some things. That price started to break out. That would have been the fractal pattern of the money flow. Price sideways, up, sideways, down, and sideways. Was that the bottom? No. Some people say, well, that was a false signal. All right. Okay. I guess we can call it that. Or we can just say, fuck, price went down. It went down again. And you go, what do you do? Well, since I'm an investor in this, depends on what we're doing. If we're traders, once that stage is broken, you're taking the loss, man. You get out. You're not riding it down, right? If you're a position trader and you think this is worth up here, guess what you do? What? Wait, do what? If you got the money, try to buy the next one. And you go, well, is that a glutton for punishment? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe we buy the next one. It's 3 months later. Maybe you got some money in 3 months. I don't know. I don't even know the value of Home Depot. I just randomly grabbed this because I was telling a story from a video where a guy made fun of me. Said I was making fun of immigrants. I said I wasn't making fun. I was telling the immigrant how to get rich. You can't get rich painting houses. You can't get rich investing in people that paint houses. HT's trading within a range, they consider it fairly valued. Now, if we go back and look, Home Depot trades at a premium. It has for a very, very long time. I bet other analysts have a higher up on it. And now is a good time to be on Home Depot. Home Depot, there's a stock list. That's a whole nother class, is the difference between growth dividend stocks and dividend stocks, and then growth stocks. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? As you get into subclasses, they're treated differently in relation to their PE. Growth stocks tend to are allowed to have a hot PE. Some dividend stocks don't, man. Like AT&T, it's probably not. I bet it's about 8. What is that PE on fucking? You can go read what PE means, but it is PE. The AT&T's PE's been 8 my whole life. The average stock in its S&P 500 right now is probably what, a 23? I don't know. I'm not looking. I don't have it in front of me. Somebody wants to find that and put it in the text messages on YouTube. That would be cool. What is the average PE of a stock in the S&P 500? I'm going to guess it's 21, 22. I may be fucking stupidly wrong on that. I haven't looked at that in a minute. But it's on, and this is a whole different thing. This is fundamentals. I don't teach much on this because it's boring. But if we go look at Home Depot, the average PE is 18. You can go look and see what is the historical average of a stock's PE. And like some shit like Costco, they're still growing. They're a mammoth, but they're still growing. People let it run at a higher PE. Look at something like MO. MO's a dividend stock. It's got a 7% dividend yield. It's in cigarette sector. That thing runs high. The PE on that is 31. What does that tell you? That tells you it could come way down, man. This stock trades at a pretty good premium to the economics behind it. Is what I'm saying. People are willing to give it a lot of room. Is it really 15? Fuck, I knew I had a feeling I was talking out my ass on that. I had not looked at it in a while. Bonds are attempting a breakout. Now, I'm showing you fractal patterns that go wrong or bad. And they happen. And I'm not saying they don't. I mean, they do. And these are buys. I would have called these buys. Still do. I mean, I will forever. And a guy will say, man, you'd buy that all the way down? No. Now, I'm not saying I necessarily bought every single one of them. It depends on the circumstances, right? But on this particular one, I think I have bought them. This is TMF, or this is the TLT. This is bonds. Now, I've been putting on a bond trade. This is a very contrarian trade, guys. I've been wrong as fuck on this. And I'm not giving up on it. It's not going to zero. It's like government bonds, man. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to let it play out. I don't want to kid it too big. If I can nibble here, any nibbling here, if we just get back up into here, is really going to make a big difference in my position size. And, I've been patient. Like I nibbled very small here, and I have nibbled very small here. I went heavier here, to be honest. And I'm surprised, but it is what it is. It's one of fucking 70 positions. So as I'm watching this, while this is going up or going down, what's Gilead doing? These last two positions that Gilead gave us a chance to buy, 5% dividend yield. We've bought both of these. You know that. We talk about it in the Discord group. This is a 5%, almost 5% dividend yield. Let me make sure it's not 4.8 before I lie to you. Come on, man. It's like I've done it. 4.62. I apologize. I round up. I like to think positive. So this is where we're at. Stock market's going down. This thing paying us 5% that we were buying over here. I'm not buying it now, right? We're just sitting on it. It's kind of like having a little short on the market, except this short pays you money and is going up. So yeah, you can short the market for sure. You could also just own shit and add to it that's going to go up when the market's going down. So as you begin to build a portfolio, you're already short sometimes. And you could actively short the market. I'm never against that. I'm just like, I have shit going up right now. I don't really need to do that when I could buy more of shit that I know later is going to go up, because the shit going up now, it is how I got the money to buy the stuff going up now, was buying it then. Meaning I had to buy over here, right? I had to buy over here in order to have this now going up, or AT&T going up, right? Or any other, what are some other ones? Kraft. It's been a couple years since we've been buying Kraft. But this thing now, look what Kraft did. Gets up here. We know this is an anchor point and for a stage 3, if you know the money flow, right? Stage 3 is being built. We're expecting it to be done going up. But guess what? Just like it may not be done going down, look, it did the same thing. There's our lowest low. Once we can, I'm just assuming you understand me. These are anchor points, right? So these anchor points are what? Help me build out the fractal pattern. What's breakout? Price above the 20-day moving average. What does it look like when it tops out? Well, when it goes too far, too fast, RSI signals. It's a math formula from 0 to fucking 100, tracked over 14 days into a little formula. And what it shows you is when it goes green, it doesn't mean that's done going up. It means temporarily it's done going up. And that's exactly what you saw play out. And you see it. You'll see it on chart after chart. It pulls back. What we don't know is that pullback turned into a stage 4 decline, which within, based on the pattern, what do we expect? It'd come over here, set up again, to then what? To then run up. And that's the pattern, the fractal pattern of price, the chaos of open and close in this ongoing feedback loop of randomness. Monday it opens, there's a tick. Now, I don't know if you're going to go look at it. I hope so. So you have some stocks, and I don't know if you're going to look at the open. You're like, I can't even look at it anymore. I don't want to look. All right, well, that was the best time to have been looking at KFC or KHC. The best time to have been selling it is what? Into strength. If we're downsizing the position. And we want to buy what? I don't know, the opposite of that. Right? So these are the zones we're looking at buying in. And you're like, can't be as simple as that. Well, that's part of it. Part of understanding the weather is looking in the sky. Oh, look, it's cloudy. Maybe it'll rain. Maybe it'll rain. Hey, man, if you don't have my book, The Money Flow, get it. It takes me like 2 days to teach this, to go through all the bits and the pieces and the chaos of life, the beautiful thing of the money flow price pattern. I didn't create it. I called the name this. There's an indicator called money flow, but I called the name of this. I've read books and courses and done all kinds of trading. I like trading. I like short-term trading. I like invest. These are all different things. I like buying land and flipping it, and that doesn't have anything to do with Bitcoin. And I love Bitcoin, and I love multi-families and duplexes and fuck. I take a trailer and fix it and rent it. I'd love that too. I'd love it just as much as I love my closed-end funds, but I've been doing this stuff 22 years. So when you roll up, it's going to take you, you're 24. You're not going to own 57 assets. And you're not going to be able to buy 57 things. But you can buy one thing, and you can put your focus on one thing, and you can learn and then stay on it the next day. And once being on that one thing is pretty fucking simple, because it's like eating, sleeping, working out. It's looking at AT&T. Once that doesn't take up any time, you add a second thing. And you're going to get to a human point where you're like, I can't do more. Then back up until that becomes easy. Once that becomes easy, but the only way that becomes easy is pushing on you. You got to push on you. You should be unfucking comfortable. Most of you should be fucking a little bit sore. You should be a little bit fucking tired sometimes. Maybe you should be a little unbalanced. Maybe you need to be pushed a little. Maybe you need to be pushed off the edge. Maybe you need to be pushed out of your little perch you're in. Oh, I don't want 10,000 shares of Exxon. That seems scary. I don't want to put it all in there, Gerald. No, man. Maybe you need to. Maybe you need to push on you. Maybe if you've been pushing on you the last 7 years, you're fucking rich right now. Maybe when your parents, you're like, well, John, I'm only 24, dude. Relax. I know, but when you're at your parents' house and they were like, package, Amazon. That was the money flow, man. You're like, I know, instead of buying $5,000 at Amazon, I'm going to Mexico. Told my boy that the other day. He doesn't like to invest. He's like, man, it's so risky. I seen the stock market collapsing, man. I don't know, man. How do you do? I don't see how you're going to handle that, man. And I said, you remember 6 years ago when you guys went to Cozumel? Yeah. Well, how much? It was about $4,000. I said, man, you work at the fucking post office. You work at the post office. You work with UPS. But who ships the most packages? He said Amazon. So yeah, man. Remember that? You remember when you told me the stock market was too high? Remember that? 2005, Obama was president. Fuck, the world was ending. Man, you remember that? And it was all about the Arabs, man. We were going to fight Arabs. Now it's Russians. When I was a kid, man, it was the Russians. We're back to the Russians. For a lot of you guys, it was the Arabics. Fucking Arabs, man. They're going to take over the world, man. Stock market's going to crash. This president's out of his damn mind. Insane. We got mad cow disease, monkeypox. Goddamn world's falling apart, Gerald. RSI, look at this RSI on Amazon. End of the world, for sure, this year. Positive. Go back and look. It happened. Mayan calendar's coming up. All kinds of things are coming at us, man. I don't know how we're going to make this, Gerald. Now, you guys were kids. You don't remember this. You don't remember this. I do. And my buddy who works at the post office who told me prices are too high and blah, blah, blah. He went to Cozumel. Wherever the fuck it was they went. He's like, man, are you crazy? Stock investing is risky. Then I remember him and his mom, they went to France. Boats, doing all kinds of cool shit. Stock market's risky, man. Keep going forward. 2020 now, man, COVID and all that. And as we go forward, man, well, it's so risky, man. It's like, well, it depends on when you got on the train. This here is from a monthly. And if I back this up to a daily, and you guys say this shit every day, you buy shit, drink shit, kiss on girls, kiss on boys, get in cars and buses, use fucking Uber, don't even own Uber. Get on Airbnb, man. Some of you guys have spent more on Airbnb than you own in shares. Should be ashamed of yourself. You spend more at Airbnb than you own in shares. That's because you're not an investor. If you were an investor, that would bother you. That'd keep you up at night. You'd be like, God damn. But why? Because you see the world different, man. You're not normal people. What are you, normal? You normal? You think you're going to get somewhere being normal? You think living like everybody else, you're going to see in the world like everybody else, you're going to get somewhere, man? Get the fuck out of here. What you're going to get is a fucking retirement account run by somebody else that you don't even understand. And a bunch of debt. That's what you're going to get. Pushed and shoved into a social economic system, corporate marketing directed to get you to give them your money. Products set up for you that are fucking rigged. FHA 3% loan, shit like that. Shit's rigged to take the little bit of money you do have and put you in bondage. Fucking keep you, and they get on the wrong side of the transaction. Instead of owning Visa and MasterCard and PayPal, they use them as services and are charged fees. And instead of owning gas companies, they give money to gas companies. Instead of owning equities and properties due to fear, they don't buy properties and they continue to go fucking higher. And they're going to go higher tomorrow, and the rest of your life, you're going to look back and go, damn. And you're like, yeah, over time it goes up and up and up, and it always has. Ask your mother, ask your father, ask your grandfather and his grandfather, all the way back to the fucking caveman. People think you're smart with your predictions. You don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. Here's what I do know. That fear permeates, and it's one of the four stealers of wealth, man. Or one of the three. Fear, indecision, and doubt. People fear in the stock market because you're not investors. You fear this because you don't know what you're doing. You fear this because you haven't studied history. You fear this because you've been bullshitting about who you are and what you do and what you know. And now you're exposed. You actually don't know anything. That's why you're concerned. You actually don't know anything because you don't actually know history or believe it. Because your conviction wasn't real. That's why. That's why people panic. That's why people freak out, because they were full of shit in the beginning. Except now they're being exposed, because now when they have to have courage, now when they're supposed to be greedy when other people are fearful, now when they're supposed to think different than the crowd, do you do it? Do you execute? Probably not. And that's why most people do not build wealth, because they don't execute. They get immobilized, indecision. And so instead of making solid decisions, sticking to it, they cut, or they don't, or they give into corporate marketing. I ain't got no money because I give it all to other people. You're like, what do you mean? Meaning all my money, Gerald, I buy things that go into the trash. I'd rather do that. And everything, every penny that you spend that you literally throw into a trash was a decision. And me too, man. That shit began to bother me. But most people don't see it that way. Oh, they'll consume and waste money without a fucking thought. Tell them put $2,000 into Bitcoin and it's like, oh my big, oh. I'm like, dude, you waste that a month. Why would this even bother you? And the guy said, well, I'm down 10 grand. Man, you've spent 100 grand at Walmart that you're never getting back. Why doesn't that piss you off? You're pissed off about Bitcoin coming down, and you're financing a depreciating asset in your fucking garage that's going down that will literally go to zero. That doesn't piss you off? That should piss you off. A lot of things should piss you off faster than Bitcoin coming down. Bitcoin coming down could be an opportunity. All that other stuff is going to zero, period. Most of the stuff that we put our time, our energy, and our money into, we never get back. It goes in and never comes back. Electrical use. And I'm not saying all these things are bad, but I'm saying people don't get mad about that. They don't be like, God damn it, man. No more electricity for me. I'm not losing money here. But they get into the market, it pulls back. They're like, oh, shit, man. I don't know. Like, that's where they decide to go weak. That's where they decide not to study or have character, discipline. It's there. When it comes to them, at their financial situation, the big picture, right? So they don't do that. They don't puke putting shit on a credit card. But the price of an asset coming down make them puke. Man, what if you had that same reaction to the shit that actually destroys you? So Ford going to $4. You're like, what do you mean, Gerald? We're just talking about it was at 25. I know. Let's back it up. Go to a weekly. You tell me, when was the best time to buy this stock? At $4? When you were down what? So if you bought it at 7, you're down what? What saved you? God is my witness. And I mean this seriously, sincerely, all my heart. Money flow saved this and made me a ton of money by sticking to my belief that stocks move in 4 stages. And that I don't know. Once they go in my buy and hold, they're there. And I stay with them and I keep doing the money flow on them. And if I have money, I allocated stocks into stage 1. And if I'm down big, I'm fucking down big. That's just it. And the way I help myself is diversifying myself, different sectors, different things. So that when Ford is concaving, hopefully Kellogg's or this or that is going up. And it's softening the blow. And what am I doing? Taking gains from ones doing good, looking to add to ones doing bad. Right? If they're in my buy and hold. So where are we at now? So based on this strategy on a weekly, on Ford, this is where we're buying, right? I mean, I already know. I don't even need to go pull the daily charts up. Big moves down, sets up sideways. We're picking them up. Now what? That was true value, man. Stock went from extremely undervalued to extremely overvalued. Bang, bangs it. Now what? Coming down. It's been cut 50% here. What happened last time? It was cut 50%. That's where we're setting up, man. Are we extreme yet? Not there, man. We're close. We're close. So what do I do with Ford up here? Same thing I did with Ford down there. We're still doing the fractal pattern in the 4 stages I trust. That only works if I know me. That only works if I got my shit at home cleaned up. My dad's right. My mind's right. I'm not wasting time out there making money, doing what I need to do. I need money I don't need. In order to put money into Ford, it needs to be money that I don't need to pay my bills. Right? It going down is not my problem. The problem is I don't have more money. That's the problem. The price of a house, I've been telling people if you know me, if you've been with me the last 2 or 3 years in a money flow game, what do I say? Fuck price. It needs to rent for a profit if you're trying to rent it. That's the game. Whatever the price is today, you got to play the hand they're handing you today. If you wait for some sort of perfect setup, you will never get properties because guys like me are looking every day. And the moment I have money to buy, I want to buy. So the moment I move into like a mountain cabin, I have money. I'm looking to buy. Let's do it. It's when I feel like buying it. And if it's, well, a lot of inflation. If I wait on all that shit, man, I'm never getting anywhere. If I wait on that, I'm not buying Ford. If I wait on that, I'm not waiting on that. So I can get priced out, so it can go up again. And then it's up again, and you're like, fuck, now I really got to wait. And because I've got to wait, I got to keep fucking waiting. And then it goes higher and higher and higher. And 2 years ago, people in California, what am I saying? Well, either shut the fuck up and move or buy there. And guess what? It'll be higher. And in 10 years, it's going to be even higher. It's not ever coming back, man. It may come down a minute, but then it goes higher. And it keeps going higher, even when it comes down. So if you're playing, you better buy when you have money. Otherwise, you're not going to buy because money goes somewhere. You're not going to sit on magical money that one day is going to buy you this beautiful portfolio of whatever. That's not how it's going to work, man. It's going to be because you get up and go get it, man. Start building it. And if it ain't working exactly, you find ways. You find wedges in the market. You find sectors. You need to look at it from a big fucking picture. We're not just buying one thing. We're buying lots of things all the time. But I talk with people and they act like this shit is a one-time exchange. Like they put money in the market one fucking time. You know why? Because they saved up 15 grand and now they put it in the market. Guess what? Your job's to get 15 more grand and go get another 15 grand. That's the job, man. That's called being an investor. It's not a one-time fucking transaction. It's an everyday transaction. And that's how you get like Ben Mahalo to 250 fucking million. That's how you get to the, like, now those are outliers, right? But we can get to millions. Anybody, any American can get to millions of dollars. That's not hard, dude. People telling you that's hard, it's bullshit. They're not doing it. The people telling you that aren't doing it is the thing. So if I talk to someone, they say, well, people can't get to it. Bullshit. You can buy 6 houses and do that. I bought 2 in the last year. I didn't go to college. It's called putting in a bid. It's called saving money and putting in a bid. It's not complicated. And acquiring wealth in stocks is not complicated. This stock right here. I had a guy tell me, I got 100 grand, man. What should I do? I said, buy 100. I can't tell you what to buy. But look at this, USA. What if you had $100,000 in that? Pay you $1,000 a month. Do you need to call them on the phone and give them ideas? No. They're just going to give you $1,000 every month. Where's this fund at? It's cheap right now. Cheap right now. Search there. All right, man. I stopped. I'm done. I was trying to kick someone in the ass. If you're on this, if you're playing the game, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, man, I love you. I appreciate you. That's what you should be doing, man. Always about it, man.